Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. I'm going to do a quick repot on this Masdevallia that I got at our plant auction a couple of weeks ago. I've let it get quite dry because moss can be easier to remove that way. I don't know what sort of root system we're going to get here, but I want it in bark. That's how I grow my Masdevallias, so we're going to tease this. We have got some active root tips here. This one's going around the top of the pot, but that's got a growing root tip. So we've got some viable roots here. Some of them had gone out the bottom of the moss and were getting into the, there was a load of bark crocking in the bottom of the pot, which, if you remember, we had some wildlife. Which was promptly dispatched, but yeah, some of these roots are quite good and some of them are not. We have got some growing roots. This might sulk a bit, simply because there's quite a lot of very old roots on here that I've got a feeling might have been left on when it was last repotted, because they're right in the middle. They would be the oldest roots on the plant. Masdevallias tend to grow away from the centre. Sometimes they only grow in one direction, but a lot of the time they grow in all directions, which means the original roots in the middle of the plant are the oldest, and as you can see, they're not viable. The new roots have come out round the sides. So it's not a huge number of good roots on here, but I've repotted with WOS. It's just a matter of making sure that the ones that have got growing tips don't get damaged, and then get them in some new media. I don't mind a little bit of moss sticking around the base of the plant. Basically that's where a lot of the roots will grow, and it'll help keep that part of the plant hydrated, because that's the downside of potting things like this in bark, is that the base of the plant dries out almost instantly after you've watered, because the bark dries from the top down. I wouldn't say we've got a brilliant root system, but as I said, it's this was repotted in May 23, so it's had quite a long time in this pot, and this centre of the plant, basically these roots have gone, so I see no point in keeping them now. So I'm just going to gently take them off. I'm going gently just in case in amongst them some new roots are pushed down from the centre of the plant. That does happen. So we've got too few good roots to lose any at this point. So I'm just going to take these off. Yeah, it's one of those that's got quite a solid woody sort of mass in the centre of the plant. I've often found that, yellow leaf, we just will take that off now. I've often found that by leaving that, you actually restrict root growth. It can happen because it can't get down through that base. So I'm cutting into it quite hard now. Yeah, it's like a woody base. Anyway, we've got some nice roots, and what we have got is quite a lot of new growths coming up around the edge of the plant, all of which should attempt to put some roots down. So these longer roots here, these are okay, that one's not. That's a wiry one. And we've still got a couple of lanky ones here as well, which we'll take off. There we go, and then we've just got to come back for these wiry ones, because there's no point in leaving those. once they're gone. This is where these pointed scissors give me so much control, because they are a very precise tool. Long pointed blades basically allow me to precisely cut, so I can put the tips either side of a root right on the very end of the scissors and just cut that root singular, and not take 2 or 3 others next to it away, which is what I have done in the past with not such accurate scissors. These are very good. I mean, if you're interested in these type of scissors, these are actually bonsai shears, bonsai pruning shears, stainless steel, so they don't rust or get manky, wipe clean, all that sort of stuff. Not dirt cheap by any means, but last virtually forever, and because they're made of good steel, they're sharpenable. So if, you know, I mean, quite honestly, they shouldn't get blunt, should they? If you think what you're cutting with them, they shouldn't get blunt. But should they get blunt, you can sharpen them if you've got a sharpening stone like what I have. Right, I think that will do. That doesn't leave a huge number of roots, but it leaves some. And right, I shall have a quick clear up. Trouble is, I'm having to work relatively fast at the moment because the sun's going to hit this roof soon, at which point the heat goes up and I need to get the fan on and the humidifier and everything, and I can't work when that's going, so I have to work relatively quickly. You've got a bent leaf there that's been straightened up, so it might be okay now, who knows. Just having a look if there's any bits on the inside of the plant that we can take off to tidy it up. It's actually quite clean, the inside of the plant. And we do have some slightly yellowing leaves. That's possibly the older part of the plant. That's a damaged leaf, so quite honestly that just as well come off, so it's only going to die. And then we're sort of okay. There's another bent one there I'm going to get at. See, this is what I mean. I can go into that plant and precisely cut one leaf without touching anything else. These are good to have. And with the long handles, you've got a lot of leverage and a lot of control. If you have a look, the handles move that much and the blades move that much. So you've got a lot of control. I love them. Never be without them. Right. This would split quite nicely into 4, but I'm going to keep it as 1. Right, I shall have a tidy up. We'll get this potted, and I can get all my fans and stuff on. It is Masdevallia Celestial Stripes. Hasn't bloomed yet. It's new for me, so we will await the blooms with anticipation. I'll be back. Okay, I found a wide, shallow pot, almost identical to the one it came out of, so it will go back in there. Its only downside is it's got enormous drainage holes, which a lot of the media would fall out, so I'm going to put some larger stuff, just a layer in the bottom to stop it all falling out. And then in here is some I mixed up a while ago. This is the small bark with the pumice already mixed in, so that'll do nicely for what we're doing here. Dusty, but that will soon wash out. Right, so we'll put a little bit of that on the bottom, and then we will get this in by hook or by crook. By hook or by crook, what I do is I twist, and that allows the roots to settle. Now the plant is sitting on that media that I just put in there. I'm happy with that. So those roots are now touching the media in the bottom of the pot. So there isn't a huge amount to fill in under the plant, because the base of the plant was quite flat. Nonetheless, we will do a lot of tapping so that if there is any gaps, hopefully the media will find its way in there. Whoops, that was a very brittle, probably quite an old pot. I wasn't exactly squeezing that hard, and it cracked. Not to worry, it's not the end of the world. Up to the top now. There's quite a bit of pumice in this, which drainage and actually holds water. Pumice does actually hold some water. It's full of tiny little holes. As did the grow stones when I could get them, but I'm not quite sure what pumice is made from. It's probably some sort of volcanic rock, whereas the grow stones were made of glass, so they were a recycled product, so very eco-friendly. Unfortunately, the process involved a hell of a lot of heat, therefore greedy on the power, so not eco-friendly. Obviously we're trying. Right, that's good. Happy with that. I'll put the original label back in. It's perfectly good. I'm not going to keep the notes on. The notes on here imply it was got in May 21, split ×3 live moss, 15th of the 10th 21, and then 10th of the 5th 23 a repot. So that's its history, and now in my notes it'll have a repot on whatever it is today, 19th of June 25. Right, so that'll get a good soaking. I've got some water here. I was about to water my mounts when I decided to do this. So this is what I call a good soak. Absolute drowning. The reason being this bark is dust dry and has quite a bit of dust on it, which I want washed off. So we just keep going. Just drown it basically. And it might look a bit OTT, but in 3 or 4 days time that'll be back to almost dry and it will want watering again. The only thing that will stop it drying any quicker than that is the fact that it's got the pumice in there. So there we go, job done, and this could be a little bonus here. That's the black pot it came out of. Yay! A ready-made black pot. We'll get that sticker off because that's, I think that was its number in the auction. So there we go, one Masdevallia sorted out, and hopefully that will pull on. It's got a lot of new growths coming, so it is coming into growth. As a consequence, it should also grow roots, and they'll get down into that nice media, and they won't need to acclimatise from moss to the media. The new roots will go straight into this media. They will be acclimatised to that. Anyway, it's getting warm in here already. I need to get the fan on and get organised for heat. It's a daily routine at the moment. It's a nuisance, but it's got to be done at least out of the weekend. So all of the rest of this week and through the weekend out the other end. It might get a bit cooler on Sunday, but it's still going to be sunny. How hot it is outside doesn't make the most difference. The most difference is the sun on the roof or not, and it is currently on the roof. Just in the last 20 minutes or so it's come round the corner. So anyway, see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.